ever brushed off black magic as just old myths or movie plots? I don't blame you. Talk of curses or shadowy rituals feels like it belongs in a fantasy novel. But pause for a second. Have you ever faced a run of bad luck so bizarre, so unyielding? It's like the universe itself is plotting against you. Your plans fall apart at the last second. Friendships you cherished turn bitter without reason, and your energy drains away, leaving you hollow. What if this isn't just chance? What if someone, hidden in the shadows, is channeling dark intentions your way? No spooky chance required. Black magic doesn't need your faith to strike. It works like a silent tide, pulling you under. Today, we'll reveal 5 unsettling signs you could be under a spiritual attack, and arm you with Stoic wisdom to break free. Don't miss this. Your clarity and strength depend on it. Hit subscribe. Let's fortify your spirit together. 1. Synchronistic warnings and energetic disturbances. Strange signals from the world around you. You start noticing things that seem off. Small at first, easy to shrug away. The same number keeps popping up on a clock, a receipt, a random sign. A word or symbol appears over and over, like it's trying to tell you something. Then it gets weirder. You walk into your home, and the air feels thick, almost heavy, like the space itself has changed. Rooms that once felt safe now seem cold, unfamiliar. You get chills, or a prickling sense that you're not alone, even when no one's there. Outside, nature seems to notice too. A friendly neighborhood cat hisses as you pass. Birds gather near your window, staring in ways that feel unnatural. These aren't just quirks, they're warnings. Your world trying to alert you to an unseen threat. This isn't coincidence or an overactive mind. It's the 5th sign of a spiritual attack, where the energy around you shifts, signaling that something's wrong. These signs, called synchronicities, act like your intuition's alarm system, picking up on disturbances your logical mind might miss. They show up when negative forces, often fueled by someone's ill will, start to disrupt your space. The goal is to unsettle you, to make you feel out of place in your own life, to blur the line between what's real and what's not. Take David, a mechanic who moved into a new house with big plans. At first, everything was great. New job, new start. Then odd things began. He kept seeing the number 13 everywhere on his phone. His work orders, even scratched into a toolbox. His dog, usually calm, started barking at empty corners. The house felt oppressive, like it was watching him. Tools went missing, only to reappear days later. David, a no-nonsense guy, tried to laugh it off, but the unease grew. A co-worker, raised in a spiritual tradition, noticed David's stress and suggested he check the house's history. Turns out, the previous owner had left behind objects tied to a bitter family feud. Charged with negative energy, David cleared the house with salt and sage, and the strange events stopped. The air felt light again, and his dog relaxed. What makes this sign so powerful is how it bypasses your skepticism. You don't need to believe in spirits or curses for these signals to appear. They show up anyway, like a smoke detector going off, whether you see the fire or not. They often strike when you're making bold moves, a new home, a career leap, a personal milestone, because that's when you're most exposed. Radiating energy that can attract malice, envy from others, even if they don't act on it consciously, can stir forces that ripple into your world, creating these eerie disturbances. The patterns are subtle but persistent, designed to make you doubt your surroundings, to feel like the ground beneath you isn't steady. Stoic philosophy gives you a way to stand firm. Marcus Aurelius urged us to sharpen our perceptions, to see the world clearly without being swayed by fear or illusion. Nothing outside the mind can disturb it unless you let it, he said. When your environment feels off, Stoicism teaches you to observe without panic. Notice the signs, the numbers, the heavy air, the animal behavior, but don't let them control you. Ask, what's the pattern? Is this trying to tell me something? By staying grounded, you keep your inner calm intact, no matter what's swirling around you. The ancients understood these warnings. From Celtic seers to African healers, they saw the world as alive with messages. Sensitive to shifts in energy, they used rituals, sprinkling salt, burning herbs, chanting to reset the balance. We've forgotten those practices, lost in our busy, tech-filled lives. But the signals still come, urging us to pay attention. You're not helpless against this. Recognizing these signs is your first step to taking back control. Start small. Sprinkle salt at your doorways. Open windows to let fresh air in. Or pause to breathe deeply, picturing your space filled with light. Write down the strange patterns you notice to track them, and lean on Stoic wisdom. Focus on what you can control, your awareness, your response, your choice to stay steady. These disturbances want to shake you, but they can't touch you if you hold your ground. As we wrap up, we'll share practical ways to break free from all these signs. Reclaiming your peace with the strength of Stoic discipline. 2. Sudden relationship breakdowns. Relationships crumbling without cause. You know that friend you could always count on, the partner who felt like home, or the family member who knew you better than anyone. One day, everything's fine, laughing over coffee, planning a future, sharing secrets. The next, it's like you're strangers. No big fight, no betrayal, just a sudden, jarring disconnect. Small misunderstandings pile up fast. A harmless comment sparks a heated argument. A kind text gets ignored or misread. Before you know it, you're fighting over nothing, saying things you don't mean, or feeling anger that doesn't feel like yours. It's not just one relationship, either. Your best friend stops calling. Your sibling snaps at you out of nowhere. Your partner pulls away, and you can't figure out why. It's as if an invisible wedge is driving you apart, turning warmth into cold silence. This isn't normal drift or a rough patch. It's a hallmark of a spiritual attack. A deliberate attempt to unravel your emotional bonds. The goal? To leave you isolated, cut off from the people who ground you. Think of Lisa, a nurse with a tight-knit circle. She was always the glue, planning gatherings, checking in, spreading joy. Then, inexplicably, her world shifted. Her boyfriend grew distant, accusing her of things she never did. Her sisters stopped speaking to her after a minor disagreement blew up. Even her work friends started excluding her. Lisa felt like she was losing her mind, questioning her worth, wondering if she'd somehow become the problem. It wasn't until she consulted a spiritual advisor that she learned of a co-worker's hidden resentment. Fueled by Lisa's recent promotion, this co-worker had sought out a ritual to disrupt Lisa's harmony, targeting her relationships to dim her shine. Once Lisa began protective practices, meditating, setting boundaries, and cleansing her energy, the fog lifted. Her connections slowly healed, and she felt like herself again. What makes this sign so brutal is how it sneaks up on you. At first, you blame yourself. Maybe you said something wrong, or you're not trying hard enough. But the pattern is too consistent, too sudden, to be chance. These attacks often hit when you're thriving after a success, a new love, or a bold move, because that's when you're most visible. And not everyone cheers your rise. Envy can spark dark intentions, whether the person knows it or not, sending energy that twists your closest ties. This is where Stoic philosophy becomes your lifeline. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When relationships turn chaotic, Stoicism urges you to pause, to question, are these conflicts truly mine? Or is something external stirring the pot? By staying calm and centered, you protect your inner peace from being hijacked. The ancients understood this danger. From Europe's tales of the evil eye to Africa's warnings of spiritual curses, they knew negative energy could fracture bonds. They used charms, prayers, and rituals to shield their loved ones. Today, we dismiss such ideas, caught up in busy lives and digital noise. But the threat remains. Your relationships are your strength, your mirrors, the voices that remind you who you are. When they start to break, it's not just personal, it's a calculated move to weaken your foundation, to make you doubt your place in the world. But you're not defenseless. Recognizing this sign is your first weapon. Notice the patterns. Are these fights irrational? Do they feel foreign? Start small to fight back. Take a moment each day to breathe deeply, picturing a shield around your heart. Speak your truth calmly, even when others twist your words. And lean on Stoic wisdom. Focus on what you can control. Your thoughts, your reactions, your choice to stay steady. This attack wants you alone, but you can rebuild your connections by holding fast to clarity. As we move to the next sign, we'll see how this assault spreads further, targeting the very stability of your life. 3. Persistent fatigue and energy drain. A crushing, relentless tiredness that won't let go. You drag yourself out of bed each morning, but it feels like you never truly rested. This isn't the kind of fatigue that comes from a long day or a bad night's sleep. It's heavier, darker, like an invisible weight pressing down on your soul. Your mind feels foggy, your body sluggish, as if you're moving through thick syrup. You try everything to shake it off: more sleep, better food, even those energy drinks you swore you'd never touch. Nothing works. You see doctors, get blood tests, maybe even a sleep study. But they all say the same thing: you're fine. They blame stress, maybe a touch of burnout, or just getting older. But deep down, You know it's not that simple. Something feels wrong, like your very essence is being drained, drop by drop. This kind of exhaustion isn't random. It's often the first red flag of a spiritual attack, a sign that someone, somewhere, is targeting your energy with dark intentions. Think of it like a hidden leak in your life force, sapping your strength without leaving a trace. It's not about physical illness or overwork. It's an assault on your vitality, designed to dim your light. Consider James, a young entrepreneur who just launched his dream business. Everything was falling into place. Clients were signing up. His team was thriving, and his passion was at an all-time high. Then, out of nowhere, this bone-deep tiredness hit. He'd wake up feeling like he'd been up all night. Even after 10 hours of sleep, his focus faded. His drive faltered, and soon he was missing deadlines. Doctors found nothing wrong, and therapy didn't help. It wasn't until his grandmother, wise in old traditions, suggested a cleansing ritual that things shifted. She told him to burn sage, sprinkle salt at his doorways, and focus his mind on reclaiming his energy. Slowly, James felt the fog lift. His strength returned, and his business picked up again. What makes this sign so sneaky is how it hides in plain sight. You blame yourself. At first, maybe you're not working hard enough, not eating right, or just not cut out for your goals. But this fatigue often strikes when you're at your peak, right when you're about to break through. A new job, a big win, a bold step forward. That's when you shine brightest. And that's when you draw attention, not just from supporters, but from those who envy your glow. Their jealousy, whether they know it or not, can fuel negative energy aimed at pulling you down. This is where Stoic philosophy steps in as your anchor. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you find strength. When your energy feels stolen, Stoicism teaches you to guard your inner peace, to focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your reactions, your resilience. This exhaustion isn't just a bad week or a rough patch. It's a deliberate attempt to weaken you, to make you doubt your path. The ancients knew this. From the shamans of Africa to the mystics of Asia, they spoke of energies that could harm if left unchecked. They used rituals, meditations, and mental discipline to protect themselves. Today, we've forgotten those tools, distracted by screens and quick fixes. But the truth remains: your energy is your power, and something may be trying to steal it. If you're waking up drained, if your spark is fading despite every effort, don't ignore it. This could be the first warning of a spiritual attack, a signal that your light is under siege. Here's the good news. Recognizing this sign is the first step to fighting back. You're not helpless. Start small. Cleanse your space with salt water. Breathe deeply with intention. Or simply pause to ask, is this tiredness mine? Or is it something else? Stoicism reminds us to stay sharp, to question what feels off, and to build a mental fortress no darkness can breach. Hold fast to your clarity, and you'll begin to reclaim what's yours. As we move to the next sign, you'll see how this attack spreads beyond your body, creeping into the connections that matter most. 4. Nightmares and disturbing mental intrusions. Shadows invading your mind. Close your eyes and think about your nights lately. Are you waking up unsettled? Heart pounding from dreams that feel too vivid, too dark. These aren't the usual stress dreams about missing a deadline or forgetting a speech. These are different haunting scenes where you're lost in endless mazes, chased by faceless figures, or standing in eerie, unfamiliar places. You see strange symbols, twisted versions of people you know, or shadowy forms that linger just out of sight. When you wake, the dread doesn't fade. It clings to you, a heavy fog that dulls your day. Even when you're awake, your thoughts feel off. Sudden waves of anger, despair, or fear hit without warning. And they don't feel like they belong to you. You catch yourself dwelling on strange ideas, doubts, impulses, or images that make you pause and think, "That's not me." It's as if something foreign has slipped into your mind, tampering with the one place you thought was safe. This isn't just a rough patch or an overactive imagination. It's a sign of a spiritual attack, one that targets your inner world, your thoughts, your dreams, your sense of self. This is the most intimate assault, striking when you're most vulnerable, in sleep. When your defenses are down, your conscious mind rests, but your subconscious is wide open, a doorway for dark energies to creep in. These forces, often fueled by someone's ill intent, plant seeds of chaos through vivid nightmares or intrusive thoughts. You might dream of being trapped, watched, or hunted. You might see dark animals, locked rooms, or distorted faces. These aren't random. They're crafted to unsettle, to erode your clarity. And it doesn't stop at night. During the day, your mind feels less certain. You second-guess yourself, lose focus, or feel a creeping sense of unease that you can't explain. It's like a radio signal cutting in and out, distorting your inner voice. Consider Emily, a writer known for her sharp mind and steady calm. She was working on her first novel, pouring her heart into every page. When the nightmares started, every night, she'd dream of being chased through a foggy forest, hearing whispers she couldn't make out. She'd wake up exhausted, her creativity stalled. Then, during the day, dark thoughts crept in, fears that her work was worthless, that she'd fail. These weren't her usual doubts. They felt alien, like someone else's voice in her head. She tried journaling, therapy, even cutting out caffeine, but nothing helped. A friend, familiar with energy work, suggested she try a protective ritual, lighting a white candle, visualizing a shield around her mind, and repeating a simple affirmation of strength. Emily was skeptical but desperate. Within days, the nightmares faded, and her thoughts felt like hers again. Later, she learned a rival writer, jealous of her growing success, had been dabbling in rituals to throw her off. The attack had targeted her mind, aiming to dim her brilliance. This sign is so insidious because it hides where you least expect it inside you. You assume your thoughts are always yours. But a spiritual attack can slip through, especially when you're shining brightest. Success, creativity, or a new chapter can draw envy. And that envy can fuel energies that cloud your inner world. The goal is to make you doubt yourself, to lose trust in your own mind, to pull you away from your purpose. This is where Stoic philosophy becomes your anchor. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If those thoughts aren't yours, if they're planted by something external, your soul risks darkening." Stoicism teaches you to guard your mind like a fortress, to question every thought. Is this fear mine? Is this doubt real? By staying aware, you reclaim your mental space. The ancients knew this danger, from the dream temples of Egypt to the shamans of the Americas. They saw the mind as a sacred space, vulnerable to unseen forces. They used meditations, chants, and symbols to protect it. Today, we've traded that wisdom for distractions, leaving our minds open to intrusion. But you can fight back. Recognizing this sign is your first defense. If your dreams are battlegrounds or your thoughts feel foreign, don't ignore it. Try simple steps before bed. Visualize a light surrounding you, blocking out harm. Write down intrusive thoughts, then burn the paper, releasing them, and lean on Stoic discipline. Observe your mind without fear. Choose which thoughts to keep, and let the rest go. Your mind is your power, and no darkness can hold it if you stand firm. As we move to the next sign, we'll see how these attacks reach beyond your thoughts, weaving warnings into the world around you. 5 financial and career blockages. Your path to success hits a wall. You're putting in the work, making all the right moves, and victory feels so close. That new business deal is about to close. Your job interview went perfectly, or your savings are finally adding up. Then, without warning, it all unravels. The contract falls apart for no clear reason. The hiring manager ghosts you after promising a call. Unexpected expenses drain your funds just as you get ahead. It's not a single fluke, it's a maddening cycle. Every time you're on the verge of a breakthrough, something yanks you back. You tweak your approach, seek advice, double your efforts, but the obstacles keep coming. It's like running into an invisible barrier, one that stops you just short of your dreams. This isn't a rough patch or bad timing. It's a sign of a spiritual attack, a targeted strike against your prosperity. These setbacks hit with precision, often right when you're at your peak, landing a big opportunity, starting a new venture, or stepping into your power. That's when your energy shines brightest. And for some, that glow sparks envy. Their negative intentions, whether conscious or not, can fuel forces that block your progress, keeping you trapped in a loop of near success. Consider Rachel, a chef who opened her own bakery. Orders were pouring in, and critics raved about her work. Then, out of nowhere, disaster struck. Suppliers cancelled deliveries. Her oven broke down, and a loyal customer spread false rumors. Rachel's savings dwindled, and she began to doubt her skills. She felt jinxed, like her dream was slipping away. A friend suggested a spiritual practice, washing her shop's entrance with salt water and focusing on her original passion. Slowly, new suppliers appeared, customers returned, and Rachel's confidence grew. The block had lifted. The cruelty of this sign lies in its deeper impact. It's not just about money or status. It's about your belief in yourself. Each unexplained failure plants a seed of doubt. You wonder if you're not good enough, if your goals are too big, or if you're doomed to fall short. That's the true aim of this attack, to make you question your worth, to shrink your ambition, to convince you to give up. These blocks are relentless, defying your best efforts. You follow every tip, network with the right people, and stay disciplined. But the results don't come. Opportunities vanish for absurd reasons. Costs pop up at the worst moments. It feels orchestrated, and in a way, it is designed to wear you down, to keep you from claiming the life you're building. Stoic philosophy is your shield here. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When your plans crumble, Stoicism urges you to focus inward, to master your response. You can't control the deal that fails or the expense that hits, but you can control your mindset. Pause and observe. Are these setbacks too perfectly timed? Do they form a pattern? By staying calm, you protect your inner fire from being snuffed out. The ancients recognized this threat. From the traders of ancient Greece to the sages of India, they spoke of energies that could stall progress. They used rituals, lighting candles, scattering herbs, or meditating to clear their path. We've drifted from those practices, caught up in hustle and screens. But the danger persists. Your success is your strength, and something may be working to steal it. You're not stuck, though. Seeing this pattern is your first step to breaking free. Take action. Sprinkle salt in your workspace. Visualize your goals with clarity, or write down your achievements to remind yourself of your power. Stoicism teaches you to focus on what's yours: your effort, your resilience, your refusal to quit. Don't let these blocks redefine you. Keep pushing, but also protect your energy. Cleanse your space, ground your thoughts, and question what feels off. Your dreams are worth fighting for, and no unseen force can stop you if you stay steady. As we move to the next sign, we'll uncover how this attack slips deeper, invading your thoughts and dreams to shake your reality. You've walked through the shadows with us, uncovering the 5 chilling signs of a spiritual attack: the relentless drain of your energy, the sudden shattering of your closest relationships, the infuriating blocks to your success, the dark invasion of your thoughts and dreams, and the eerie warnings woven into your world. These aren't just coincidences, they're a call to action, a signal that something unseen is trying to dim your light. But here's the truth: you are not powerless. You have the strength to reclaim your peace, your purpose, and your power. Start today. Cleanse your space with salt water. Sprinkle it at your doorways, and set your intention to push out negativity. Breathe deeply, picturing a shield of light around you, and let each exhale release what doesn't belong. Guard your mind with the wisdom of the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to control our thoughts, to stand firm against chaos. Choose clarity, choose resilience, and refuse to let darkness take hold. This moment is your turning point. Don't wait. Don't dismiss the signs. And don't let these forces keep you trapped. Your future self, the one living with confidence, surrounded by love, and thriving in your goals, will look back and thank you for acting now. You're building a fortress, not just for today, but for every challenge ahead. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep protecting your energy. Click the next video to dive deeper. Hit that subscribe button and join us as we forge this path together One step. One truth at a time. Your strength is your shield. Stay awake. Stay unshaken. And I'll see you in the next video.